Hey everyone, welcome to another trip report. Today we are in Miami, flying back to Los Angeles via Houston on United Airlines. So after a quick view of the check-in area here, I proceeded through security, which was very easy. I got a look at the departure board and saw that my flight was departing out of the H concourse. I then went on my long pursuit of trying to find the Turkish Airlines lounge because I could use it with my Star Alliance Gold status. After looking through the H and the J concourse, I finally found a random door that took me to an elevator, which took me to the second floor, and then I was finally at the Turkish Airlines lounge. After a quick scan of my boarding pass here, after waiting in line, I was in the lounge, and the lounge provided great views of the tarmac, as you can see here, and they had very good food options. So in the middle of the lounge, they kind of had this very large island area where they had various different food options. As you can see, there's sandwiches, different types of sandwiches. They had some kind of cold salads that ranged from like a chickpea salad to kind of more American type salads. They had fruit options. They had basically anything that you could kind of want. And they also had a large assortment of drinks and coffee and all kind of the usual stuff that most lounges have. So looking from the tarmac area, I wanted to give a sense of how big the lounge is. In a sense, it's one big room with kind of these partitions up to make it feel like a little bit more private / intimate in the middle. But it had lots of seating and it was very airy and very spacious. So overall, it was very nice. So I finally took a seat in front of one of the big windows. I had the chickpea salad there with some baba ganoush, a little sandwich. I had a beer as well as a Coke Zero. And then I also went back and got a couple rounds of the rice pilaf, which was very good. They had a fruit parfait that was also good, and they had that wrap, which was fine. Overall, I would say actually I liked the rice pilaf the most, and the food overall was pretty good. So here's kind of just another view of the lounge. I was walking from kind of the back end of it all the way to the front. Way directly in the front there is where you come into the lounge, and there's the island area with the food. And then here's kind of this other room adjacent to the main room where people could sit and stuff. So overall, it was quite nice. Had lots of places for people to sit. And yeah, it's a little bit crowded, but there have definitely been worse lounge experiences that I've had in terms of crowding. So I got one last look at the tarmac before I left the lounge. There's an El Al 787-8 preparing for its flight back to Tel Aviv. And then I proceeded to leave the lounge and I went down to the H concourse where we finally then started boarding our flight to Houston. After about a 5 to 10 minute walk from the lounge to the H concourse and to our gate, we eventually then boarded our flight to Houston. So today our flight to Houston was on a United Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 9. It's a 4-year-old 737 MAX 9. The registration number is N47512. And my seat here is an 11F in Economy Plus. We eventually taxied out to take off, but then this is where the trouble ensued. There were thunderstorms that rolled in that then delayed our flight for an hour and a half. So after sitting on the tarmac for an hour and a half, we then taxied to runway 26 left, where we finally then took off for Houston. Shortly after we were airborne, they came around with a quick service. I got a water with a bag of pretzels, and then after a short 2-hour flight, we were here landed in Houston on runway 27. After landing, I had about 15 to 20 minutes to make my next flight. I had to run from all the way down where we were parking up to the C concourse. The flight attendants then asked everybody to stay seated for the people who didn't have connections. I originally had about an hour and 10 minutes of a connection, which then obviously with an hour and a half delay brought it down to basically 15 to 20 minutes to make my flight. So I then sprinted over to the scene concourse to my gate. I barely made it onto my flight, and then soon after I made it on and was seated, we pushed back, and then eventually for our flight to LAX, we took off on runway 15 left. So our flight here to LAX today is on a United Airlines Boeing 737-900ER, and the registration number of the plane is N78448, which is an 11-year-old 737-900. So quickly after we were airborne, I just wanted to show you this is seat 8F and very good legroom once again in Economy Plus. I unfortunately didn't get any overhead bin space, obviously, since I barely made my flight, so unfortunately I had to put my backpack on the ground there. But after cruising for about 2 hours, we were then finally over the Arizona desert, and I just wanted to show you the beautiful views as usual over the desert in the western part of the US. And then eventually we were getting ready to descend and land at LAX. And finally, here we are on our final approach into LAX. We'll be landing on runway 25 left. I want to thank you guys for watching my video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. If you guys have any suggestions or anything you'd like to see, please let me know. And I definitely do have more trip reports coming down the pipeline, so stay tuned. Thank you, everybody.
For those of you that do not have quick connections, we ask that you remain seated and allow those that have short connections to get off the airplane first. And for anybody that has checked luggage, you can find them at Carousel 1. On behalf of United, we thank you for choosing to fly with us this evening.